Good morning, everybody. KT here with Wise Images Photography, and today we are going to go ahead and explore the Withlacoochee River. We're very close to the Princess Lake, or Lake Princess, and we're just going to kind of explore this river and see what we can get into and what we can find, and I'm looking forward to it, so let's get going. As I mentioned, we are going to go ahead and explore the Withlacoochee River and Lake Panasoffkee. I think I said it wrong, but Lake Panasoffkee. And I went here back in March. Actually, before my surgery, I dropped my boat out at the Marsh Bend Outlet Park, which is part of the Florida Great Birding Trail, and that's why I was actually drawn to this location. Now, the boat ramp was very easy to launch off of. It wasn't steep at all, so it was very, very easy to use. I did go in the middle of the day, and the reason why I went in the middle of the day is I was starting to get where I was just really tired and exhausted, and I just didn't feel like waking up early in the morning. So I figured, hey, starting a boating day in the middle of the day is better than not boating at all. So I know that did affect the chances of being able to see more wildlife and more birds, but I still just wanted to go and explore the area because it just looked so neat. At this park, I really didn't go and explore the park, but I noticed that there was a hiking trail. I have heard that if it rains a lot, that trail does get flooded. So you want to keep that in mind if you do want to go ahead and go hiking out there. Needless to say, there were some people that were fishing there as well. You can rent canoes, but you have to go through the library to be able to get those. And then they had picnic area, they had bathrooms there, they had grills. So really you can make a really nice day of it. Ironically, I did see lots of wildlife out there, even though I decided to go right smack dab in the middle of the day. The Outlet River is a tributary off of Lake Panasoffkee. So there was tons and tons of wildlife that was out there. So don't have any hesitancy to go out there at any time. I mean, you are going to have hardwork hammocks is one of the ecosystems out there. You're going to have marshes, freshwater marshes. So you will definitely see lots of different animals and wildlife just because the area is so vast with all the different economic systems, not economic, did I say that right? Ecosystems that were out there. Some of the birds that I saw were snowy egrets, tricolored herons, I saw great blue herons, I saw kingfishers, I saw a red-shouldered hawk. Now I was hearing a lot of birds but not seeing some of them. So like I heard woodpeckers, I heard other small songbirds. While I was doing my research, I found out that they have indigo buntings in the area. They also have American redstarts. If you go later on, more like in summertime, you will sometimes see swallowtail kites there as well. I decided that I was going to go ahead and mosey west towards the Withlacoochee River. Now, the Outlet River will come up and it kind of tees into the Withlacoochee River right by Princess Lake. And then you have an option to go north or south. There was also a little jetty off here right before the fork, and I decided to go that way just because I thought I would have a better chance of finding more birds in that area. And I ended up finding a lot of birds in that area, but I also found a lot of hydrilla as well. So I ended up having to paddle myself out. But I did enjoy going off in that little direction just for the fact that I was able to see lots of birds. I went ahead and stopped and just let the current kind of take us, and we had lunch, and it was great. And that's where I thought I saw a bald eagle, or a juvenile bald eagle, and I got so excited. So here's a little clip of me in the field talking about how excited I was and how I'm looking around and trying to find other birds and whatnot. All right, so I've managed to see one immature eagle so far today. I think I just saw another immature or something. It was a big bird, kind of looked like an eagle, so I'm hoping. So hopefully as we cruise on down the river, or mosey on down, because we really aren't cruising very fast, we're just kind of idling. I'm hoping that, yeah, I'm hoping that we'll be able to see something. That'd be pretty cool. Anyways, that's it. Needless to say, if you are not up for paddling, I would suggest not going to the left like I did, but go ahead and going straight and running into that T section area, and then either you can go north or south on the Withlacoochee River. Now, we ended up heading a little bit southbound, and we were just kind of taking our time and just kind of putzing around and looking at all the birds and stuff. This direction was really peaceful, and it was quiet until the airboaters came through. I don't have a problem with airboats. I actually like airboats. I think they're really super cool. But that was like the only time we really had noise. And outside of that, really, there was only like maybe 3 boaters that I passed when I went in that particular direction, which I kind of like it that way, because it allows me to be able to slow down and look for birds. And I was able to see a limpkin. The limpkins were hunting for the snails. I also saw some white ibis back in the marsh looking for, they were like feeding and hanging out back there over in the marsh area. So I was able to see a lot of different birds in the area. I did try to go off on this little trail, and the birds caught me before I caught them, and they kind of skirted off and I missed them. But that direction was definitely very, very peaceful, and just, it was a nice day out on the river, honestly. So after going south for a few hours, I was like, I didn't want to miss the timing of coming back. I don't like to be out on the water at night. Have I been out on the water at night? Yes, but not in an area where I don't know very well. Don't have the, my dad has told me stories about being out on rivers and lakes and being stuck in the middle of the night, and I'm like, I don't want any part of that. Unless I'm out on my lake, I don't want to be out there. Anyways, I digress. On the way back towards the ramp, I had a beautiful little female kingfisher that was playing with me a little bit. She was zooming in and out, zooming all over the place, and I tried to get some images of her, but she was a little too far and a little too fast for me, and kind of staying just a hair out of my range. She did kind of go into this one area, so I kind of took the boat, and I know better, because if you've ever seen a kingfisher, you know those birds just, I mean, they're just back and forth all the time. So needless to say, I went back there. I missed her, didn't get the shot, but that's okay. So once I hit the boat ramp, I went ahead and kept on going east, so that way I could go towards Lake Panasoffkee. Now, I did get another chance to get an image of a kingfisher, and I managed to get this kingfisher landing on a boat. Yeah, I know, that was bad. That was really bad. Okay, just joking. Did not get the absolute image that I want, but that's okay. I couldn't resist. So anyways, when you are heading east towards Lake Panasoffkee, that area, a lot of the area was idle speed. Also too, you will notice that a lot of there were some bridges, so if you have a bimini top, I had to keep on taking my bimini top down. This direction also had lots of people, and so I had to be a little bit more cognizant of that. I was trying to, when you're out on the river and you got more people there, or out on a lake and there's a lot of people, you know, safety first. So I really had to keep an eye on where everybody was, and then I was still trying to bird watch. So I tend to go over to the edge. I went a little too far over into the edge. I was going idle speed, but I may possibly have hit a rock formation. Luckily I did not damage the motor. So make sure that you kind of keep an eye out, that maybe you don't go so close to the edge of trying to get out of the way that you hit rock formations or whatnot. Now the cool thing is that once I ended up in the lake, there were pelicans in the area, and I really honestly was not expecting to see a pelican. So what I did was, you know, one, I'm working around all the different people, I'm working against the current, I'm working against the wind. So what I would do is I would kind of go around the pelican, try not to disturb them, and then I was kind of letting myself float back towards them, and then I would kind of paddle and try to get my shots and whatnot of this pelican. So that was my main focus when I went out to the lake, is photographing that pelican, and then I was like, okay, it's time to go ahead and head on back home. Now, if this sounds like a place that you would like to visit, definitely hit that like button so that others know that this would be a cool place to go. Now, as I was heading back to the boat ramp, I managed to see a cormorant. I saw a real baby turtle. I mean, this little guy like this, really super adorable. Overall, it was a really great day. I would say that if you want to see more birds, definitely go out earlier on in the day. Keep in mind, you know, I did see some raptors out there, so raptors are not afraid to be out in the middle of the day. And I would like to go back out there again. I want to go over to the Withlacoochee River again, but head north, see what I can get myself into over there. I would like to hang back over at Lake Panasoffkee. I saw on a map that in the northeast side of the lake, there's Little Jones Creek. But on the map, it's not showing that it's connected. I'm going to assume that it's connected. If any of you guys know if Little Jones Creek is connected to Lake Panasoffkee, please go ahead and let me know, because I'd like to go and explore it and show you guys that particular area. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you go ahead and check out some of my other fun-filled adventures that I've gone on as I continue to get feeling better. And I am able to get on the boat. Like I said, this was pre-recorded, but I'm hoping to take you guys out on more boat adventures and see this wonderful area with Florida, because there's just so many different places that you guys can go and explore and see birds and all sorts of kind of cool stuff. Needless to say, I want to say, remember, you're awesome. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you later, alligator.